Fresh off the bye week, folks, happy Monday. Yes, the Detroit Lions are rested up, ready to play a big, giant game on Sunday at LA. In this video, we're going to be talking about multiple subjects here. Kirby Joseph being really, really good. Great. I'm going to talk about a stat that is awesome to see from the second-year player. Players' usage. Who's getting used correctly, incorrectly. Injuries, and it's a good news, not bad news. And the NFC standings, NFC North standings, where are the Lions after Sunday's game? Let's get this thing started. Folks, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Mike Kimber or MicroMike. Just you put that in the search. You will find me trying to get to 2,000 followers. I'm posted on there. Did that this weekend. So if you want some Lions information or if you just want to communicate and get into a forum type stat, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. You will get that. The Lions are traveling to Los Angeles. And right now the Lions are actually road favorites by 1. In this game, it's going to be 4:05 p.m. because it's in L.A., and the total over and under is 48.5. Of course, the Chargers are underdogs. Folks, tonight, Monday night, the Chargers are playing. This is something that we need to watch. Let's watch how they do. We need to see how the team operates. Now, I've watched a lot of Chargers games, so I have an idea, but watch this game tonight. It's our next opponent on Monday Night Football. See how they do, see if the injuries and all that type of stuff, because it's a big game on Sunday for the Detroit Lions. I got a question for you. Who wins the game on Sunday next week? Lions or Chargers? Put L if you think the Lions are going to win. Put C if you think the Chargers are going to win. Let's talk a little bit about my man Kirby Joseph, and right now he's got a great stat. Lowest passer rating allowed for safety right now in the NFL. The Detroit Lions' second-year player, Kirby Joseph, is at a 33.8. That is awesome. Loved Kirby Joseph coming out of the draft last year. Loved Kirby Joseph, what he did in the season last year, and he's already got a pick this year. Great young player to have on this Lions defense, and this is the point about drafting and finding young talent who can be impact players for the Lions, and Brad Holmes continues to do it. The players from last year, not a lot of regression this year. For the most part, that's absolutely amazing. So shout out to Kirby Joseph for being a baller for this football team. We need him to continue to play well because, again, we're going against Justin Herbert on Sunday, who is really good passing the football. Let's get that quarterback rating down for Herbert. Today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. Love me, PrizePicks. The newest sponsor here at Chat Sports, PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. They'll match your deposit, match up to $100. And if you're looking to spice up your NFL Sunday, get started with PrizePicks right now. PrizePicks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. And if you're looking to have more fun on game day, look no further than PrizePicks. Want to play alongside of PrizePicks' favorite players like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the PrizePicks community each week. PrizePicks even offers a special reboot policy so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players get injured. For football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. For tonight's game, I have the two players here. Justin Herbert, I have him getting less than 249.5. Zach Wilson getting less than 216.5. So get started with PrizePicks right now. It's PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS for deposit match up to $100. Why is it code CLNS? Because that's our ad agency. Use code CLNS. It's real easy. 4 letters to get $100 match when you sign up. So download the app today, and the link will be in the description and comment section of this video. It's PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. And generally, when we talk about injuries here for the Detroit Lions, it's always negative news. Negative, a new player who is injured. But, folks, that's not the case today. All these players that we have been missing, a lot of these guys are coming back. Jonah Jackson been dealing with an ankle issue, should be good to go. on Sunday's game in L.A., and we need him at that guard position. David Montgomery, guess who's back? David Montgomery is going to be back here. That's great. We get our two-headed or / three-headed monster in the running game. We need it. Especially when you're on the road, you need a running back that can just plow through people, and that's exactly what it is. Frank Ragnow, look, he's dealt with the calf issue, but he's been dealing with the toe issue forever. He's still going to be dealing with the toe issue. I'm sure he'll get his rest day like it's been happening, but he should be good to go as well. Benito Jones was a little bit dinged up. Should be good to go if they have him in the game, right? Joshua Pascal should be good. Malcolm Rodriguez should be good, even though he's not really getting playing time. And Halapoulivaati Vaitai right now is okay, but we don't know if he actually is going to play, right? They could go with Graham Glasgow, but it's really important to get these injuries settled. And here are some of the players that potentially could return at some time. Hendon Hooker, he's eligible to return anytime. James Houston, eligible to return anytime. Now, the report is for James Houston that it'll be in December. So kind of expect James Houston to come back in December. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, anytime. Expect him potentially to come back. Look at the last couple weeks of the regular season. I think that could be a time, or in the playoffs. I feel like he's going to return at some point. Matt Nelson as well, anytime, and Jason Kabinda. This list dramatically dropped because the Lions finally got a little bit of health and a bye week. That's the most important thing is getting that freaking bye week and resting. I got a question for you. Will the Detroit Lions only have 3 losses? Why for yes and N for no? Why do I say 3? Because we got to talk about what Florio said about the Detroit Lions. Let me know in the comment section. Will the Lions only have 3 losses? Mike Florio here, he's talking about the Detroit Lions. He made a bold prediction, and if you guys know, he's a Vikings guy, right? He's a reporter for NBC, but he's a Vikings fan. But he's been, I'd say, pretty high in the Lions this year. He says schedule gets pretty easy, Florio expressed. Chris Sims, after the Lions defeated the Raiders Monday night, schedule is pretty simple to navigate. The only one left on the schedule that will give them pause is Week 17 at Dallas. They could go 14-3, Chris. They really could. They could, especially a game like last night where they shoot themselves in the foot multiple times and still win the game by double digits. Florio continued, they got to keep the winning and the winning and winning. If they can stay focused, I trust Dan Campbell will do that. So again, will the Detroit Lions only get 3 losses? Will they get 14-3? Let me know. I want to know your thoughts on this one for sure. That's a big take. I think the Lions will get more than just 3 losses. I do, and that's just being realistic, but maybe I'm wrong, right? Like, they legitimately could go only with 1 loss. I mean, in the first half, they've only lost 2 games, right? So maybe they do better and get to 14-3. I think 12-13 wins is realistic for the football team. That's my personal opinion. After Sunday's game, what does the NFC North look like? Well, the Detroit Lions obviously didn't play, so they're still 6-2, but Minnesota Vikings got to win because the Atlanta Falcons decided to drop an egg. Multiple turnovers, and they just couldn't do anything. Minnesota Vikings, they will not quit. They're 5-4. Green Bay Packers, they got a victory there, 3-5. They're literally just a couple weeks, though, out from pretty much being eliminated from the NFC North. Same with the Chicago Bears. They're 2 losses away from having a losing record, and that pretty much will eliminate them. So I would expect the Lions will eliminate the Green Bay Packers from winning the NFC North on Thanksgiving, and the Lions will eliminate the Chicago Bears here in a couple weeks. And then it's just a 2-headed race. What about the NFC as well? So the standings after this week in Philadelphia Eagles are 8-1. Okay, they're a really good football team. And it's going to be really difficult for them to not get that number 1 seed. I think it's going to be hard for the Lions to get that number 1 seed. Lions are sitting pretty with the number 2 seed. All odds and favorite is Lions going to sit there. Okay? That's where I think the Lions are going to end up being as the number 2 seed. That's pretty good. San Francisco 49ers, they moved up because Seattle took a massive L over there in Baltimore. They're 5-3. New Orleans Saints jumped into winning their division with them winning, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing, and the Atlanta Falcons dropping an egg. Seattle Seahawks go to the 5th seed. Dallas Cowboys go to the 6th seed. And the Minnesota Vikings are the 7th seed. So if this stands today, if the playoffs were held today, the Detroit Lions would be facing the Minnesota Vikings for the playoffs. Now you think about that. That would be facing the Vikings 3 weeks out of a month. Because we go to the road to Minnesota, we're road in Dallas, we're home against Minnesota, and if playoffs were today, we'd be home against Minnesota. Look, I'm sure a lot of people would like to play the Vikings in the playoffs, but personally, I just think it'd be annoying to face them 3 times in a month. I think the Lions would beat them for sure. In all honesty, I'd rather face the Vikings than the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys if you're sitting at 2. That's why the 2 seed is really, really important, folks. I can't stress this enough, 2 or 1 seed. Because if you're the 2 seed, you face the 7th seed. Seattle and Dallas are pretty good football teams. I don't want to face them for the very first playoff game. So get the number 1 seed or stay with the number 2 seed. Very important because Seattle and Dallas, they're going to make the playoffs. Okay, those guys are going to make the playoffs. It's who's going to get that 7th seed. That's going to go back and forth. Other teams will climb up. Other teams will fall. You have the Commanders who could come up there. I think they're sitting at 8 right now. So very, very intriguing. Question for you. Will the Detroit Lions win the NFC North after this Sunday? I know there's some Lions fans that are skeptical. Why are they skeptical? Because we've seen this road before. So why for yes and for no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Observations here over this weekend is the Vikings just won't quit. They won't die off. They will fight tooth and nail. They have injuries, and they just won't quit. So don't expect this to be a walk in the park when you face the Vikings, okay? Their defense is pretty good. They seem to be really resilient. I'm not really worried about their offense. Joshua Dobbs, he is not Kirk Cousins. But he's a mobile quarterback, so that's something you got to watch for. The Ravens beat everything out of the Seattle Seahawks. Remember when I said, chill, guys, it's 1 game when the Lions got destroyed by the Ravens, and everybody said the Lions are frauds. The Ravens just did the same thing to the Seattle Seahawks, 37-3. They're a really good football team. I'm talking, they could win it all. That's how good they are. Eagles are the top seed, and it just looks like they're just going to be sitting there for sure. We need them to lose, but it's difficult. They're really good. And the odds-on favorite for the Detroit Lions is sitting at that number 2 seed. What seed will the Lions have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Folks, we're dropping videos every single day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest Lions news and rumors.